Illinois enters March Madness 21-12 overall as Maryland beat Illinois 88-65 in the Big Ten Conference Tournament quarterfinals, but they received the number 6 seed and will play the winner of the number 11 Texas and Xavier play-in game. So Illinois will face Texas or Xavier, and if they win that one, they'll take on Kentucky or Troy in the second round. Cubs start their official season with two regular season games in Japan as they'll take on the Dodgers tomorrow and Wednesday. My name is Eric Lamont. This is your Morning Sports Report.
New year, new job. Join the great team at the Assumption Community Child Care Center, opening soon. This is Shawless Nagel, Executive Director of Kimmer Village, Inc. We are hiring teachers for our center. College credits, including specific hours in child care or child development, or a CDA certification required. Visit our website, kimmervillage.org/employment to submit an application. These are full-time positions and include great benefits. 217-226-2110 for more information.
Whether you're an experienced investor or a first-time home buyer, Joe Curvey at Curvey Real Estate in Taylorville is here to help you find the property of your dreams. Here's Joe.
As a second-generation realtor and auctioneer and over 20 years of experience in Taylorville, I've seen the ins and outs of every aspect of buying and selling real estate. Year after year, we're a top producer in the area, and Curvey Real Estate has become a staple in the community, known for our longevity and exceptional customer service.
Curvey Real Estate. Experience, trust, community. Call Joe Curvey today.
2 centuries ago, more than 4 out of 5 American workers were gainfully employed in agriculture. Today, that figure is less than 1 in 5. But these Americans play a vital role in providing us with food, clothing, shelter, and the highest standard of living on earth. We salute our local farm families, the men and women of American agriculture.
This salute sponsored by Prairie Land Ag, your experts in starter fertilizer.
WTIM. You're listening to WTIM, your information station, and the WTIM Morning Show brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. My name is Grayson Bauman, and joining me in this segment is Dee Kruger. She is the director of Lincoln Land Community College and the Taylorville Outreach Center. Dee, good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Thank you. I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well, and I do wish it was those temperatures from last week a little bit still. But
don't we though?
It's a nice day still today. The frost this morning was what got me a little bit.
I know.
Ready for the summer months for sure.
I am too.
Guessing, yeah. Well, thank you for answering that, because I was guessing you probably were, because with the summer months coming up, it's going to be so much to do there. And really, when I think about summer months, I remember taking a few summer classes, not a whole lot of them.
Right.
I know you want to start with those and maybe talk a little bit about it, just registration and some that are being offered. What can you tell me?
Sure. In the summer, it's only 8 weeks long. So you still get a break, before fall and after spring. Sometimes people take one course that's going to be really hard for them, like microbiology or chemistry, and they focus on just one course at a time. Other people take 2. That's usually the maximum in summer, because if you think about it, it's only 8 weeks long and you multiply everything by 2. So you don't want to overload yourself in the summer, that's for sure. Some people decide to take summer because it'll lighten their load in the fall, or they just want to get ahead of schedule so they can graduate early, maybe. I have a lot of students that tend to want to graduate early lately. I mean, they want to get in, they want to get out. So that's exciting. Besides microbiology, we of course have CNA and intro to psychology, intro to sociology, and just general biology, because 45% of my students are healthcare students. They're pursuing one of our 21 healthcare programs. So I do a lot in that area for nursing and all the other ones.
That is a large number, 45% of the student body there.
In Taylorville.
In Taylorville, 45%. That is a lot.
It is. I mean, it's been that way for years. I mean, it's just tended to go that way.
And when you think about it, a steady job, of course, and a market for you that's always going to be there. We always need nurses and healthcare professionals. So it's a consistent job, but
definitely
interesting to see that, nearly 50% within Taylorville are doing so. So summer registration, when did that open up and when will that close?
That opened April 17th. No. March. February 17th. What month am I in? February 17th. And it'll go all the way through when classes start June 5th.
Okay.
And the first thing you want to do if you do want to take classes, of course, if you're a current student, you should know what to do. But if you're brand new and want to get started, all you have to do is apply to Lincoln Land. And the minute that you apply, you'll be put in a communication track with your enrollment coordinator and your advisor, and we'll take you step by step. So you don't have to literally know what your next step is
and make it that much more difficult, because sometimes if you go like a person like myself, maybe just get the gen eds out of the way or something like that,
right,
it makes it a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to know that also somebody's going to be at your aid, of course, as well, if you're just coming on to it. So February 17th through June 5th,
mm-hmm,
it's a long window and plenty of time for you to decide if a summer course or maybe two at the max are good for you. Now, when you start thinking about next year and fall registration, when is that looking like, and
that's
what's going on?
I was talking about April. Fall registration begins April 17th. Classes begin August 23rd. People can now search for our classes on Lincoln Land's website. That's available. We used to put them in print, and we don't do that anymore. I don't think any colleges do print schedules anymore. I kind of miss them because I'm old, but everything's online if anybody wants to look at that. And they can also come out to our location in Taylorville at 800 South Spresser, and we can let them know what we're offering. And I would tell them too, fall seems to be our biggest semester because that's when everybody decides to go to college, it seems. Nobody decides in January, but they do decide in August. And I would remind everybody to make sure you fill out your FAFSA. Make sure you go to the website FAFSA.gov, not a .com website, because filing for the FAFSA is free. There's two FAFSAs going on right now. Our summer FAFSA is the 24-25.
Okay.
And then fall is 25-26. So depending on, I don't even know which one it defaults to right now when you go in, but you need to pay attention to what you're filing there, especially when they have 2 years open at the same time.
So making sure if you are wanting to apply, especially for summer courses, 24-25, the current go of things,
Mm-hmm.
and then for fall, making sure 25-26, and that you're taking care of that fall registration starting April 17th at Lincoln Land Community College. And so when I think about the one thing you mentioned there also with applying, a lot of folks think, oh, well, I'm not going to qualify. Why even apply?
Right.
But sometimes that just opens the door for other scholarships. There are other scholarships that require you to have already applied for FAFSA.
Definitely.
So making sure that you're getting that application in no matter what,
right,
is probably a good place.
And usually it opens, well, it used to open October 1st. Now it's opening, it seems, December 1st, but do it as soon as you can, because especially in the state of Illinois, there's ISAC money, and that tends to dry up. I think it's already dried up for next year. So if you didn't file your FAFSA by now, you probably aren't going to get any state of Illinois funding. I believe I'm saying the truth. I think that's what I heard last.
And so I was going to say, I've always heard get it in as early as possible. Don't let them tell you, rather than that they don't have any funds anymore, that, you would have been eligible for them, but we just don't have them now.
Right.
So yeah, definitely, if interested, make sure that you're getting that taken care of as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And now graduation, you mentioned there are a lot of kids that want to graduate earlier than maybe you used to have seen.
Right.
But graduation's coming up.
It is coming up. And I see graduation as three parts. I call graduation when you actually go online and fill out your application. Some students think that's automatic, but it's not. You have to go in and actually say, I'm ready to graduate. And then the other part of that is Grad Fest, which is going to be Wednesday, March 26th. And Thursday, March 27th from 11:30 to 1 at Taylorville. And what Grad Fest is you can order your cap and gown. You can take pictures with some of our fun graduation props. If you can't make it to Grad Fest, of course, you can order your cap and gown online. And then our in-person commencement, where the ceremony is May 16th. Now, some students think that they have to go to commencement if they apply for graduation. That's not true. Commencement's totally voluntary. And I always tell students, go ahead and go to graduation. You might get taken out to dinner, get a gift or two. So it's not too bad. Plus, it's going to be another 2 years before you graduate if you're going on. So that's what I like to tell students is go to that graduation. And I go to it every year and I get goosebumps because I see my students walking across the stage.
And, as somebody that is as involved with teaching of younger kids, and they're still kids, I know, almost, but technically adults. But I appreciate you saying that, because it's just nice to know that even in your lengthy career now at this point, that it still gives you that same feeling.
It sure does.
I think that's required of somebody to really care, to want to be able to do it.
Definitely.
Still.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about was I have early grads coming up. I have 3 students graduating college before high school.
Yeah.
1 from Taylorville and 2 from Nokomis. I'll give their names out later on in May, probably. And I've had in the past 2, well, we were off last week for spring break, so the week before that, I've had 3 8th graders come in. Of course, they're going to go into freshmen next year, and want to start taking classes in the summer. And they really don't need to start that early. I try to tell parents they don't need to start until their summer semester between their sophomore and junior year to graduate early, and we can get it all taken care of. You don't have to start so early. But some students want more challenge, so that's why they're coming to us to try to get some different classes under their belt before they graduate high school.
Props to those 8th graders and their parents. My goodness. Yeah, that was
that one kind of surprised me.
I can imagine. That was not exactly grace in an 8th grade, I'll tell you. And you mentioned the early grads. I met with the student from Taylorville that will be doing. So we'll keep the name so that you can throw that out there at a later date. But it's just so impressive. And I believe it was the College Now program that they're working through.
Yes. And the College Now program, right now, we're at the place where you should have told your high school counselor that you're interested. And this week, you will be getting correspondence at your school email, your high school email, about your next step for College Now.
Okay. So if interested, probably should have already been working towards that. And you don't maybe have to start in the 8th grade, but maybe get that start a little early.
Right. College Now is usually for juniors and seniors.
For juniors and the 8th grade's still kind of blowing my mind. I know they're going to be freshmen, but still, my goodness, when you really think about somebody getting their start that young, 3 kids will be graduating with their high school degree as well as their associate's degree. We talked a little bit about fall registration, summer registration, applying for FAFSA, getting yourself taken care of, and commencement coming up on May 16th. We'll be right back around with Dee Kruger, Director of Lincoln Land Community College at the Taylorville Outreach Center, here on your information station.
WTIM. Let's check markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn higher, beans lower, wheat higher. May corn up 3 3/4, 462 1/4. July corn up 3 3/4, 471 1/4. December new crop up 2 3/4, 453 3/4. May beans down 2 3/4, 1013 1/4. July beans down 2 1/4, 1027 3/4. November new crop 1017 1/4. Down 3/4. May wheat up 16 3/4, 574. July wheat up 16 1/2, 589 1/2. May bean meal down $1.30, 304.60. May bean oil up 28 cents, 41.87. Livestock market, March feeders up 70 cents, 282.67. April live cattle 203.50, up 32 cents. April lean hogs 88.10, up $1.47. Energy market, April crude oil 67.82, up 64 cents. And I'm Jim Taylor on the RF.
Hi, everyone. Nicole Patrick here, your new local country financial representative at 917 West Bresser in Taylorville. I'm proud to recognize the Tornado student athletes that represent our community by being the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Nicole Patrick Country Financial Player of the Game. During Tornado sports broadcasts this school year, WTIM announcers will select a player at the end of each game who will receive a certificate for being named our Player of the Game. Good luck to all the teams this season, and go Tornadoes!
If you put on a few pounds after the holidays, Prairie Farms dairy products can help. Prairie Farms low-fat products give you the nutrition you need and taste great, too. Prairie Farms 2%, 1%, and skim milk are great thirst quenchers. Prairie Farms low-fat small and large curd cottage cheese and yogurt are great as a salad or just by themselves and taste delicious. For low-fat products that taste great and provide good nutrition, check out Prairie Farms dairy products in your grocer or convenience store dairy case.
Your locally owned Scooters Coffee at routes 29 and 104 in Taylorville are proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Tornado Give Back promotion. Scooters Coffee will donate the following to the Taylorville Sports Boosters. For each Tornado varsity football touchdown, they're donating $10. For each three-point shot in varsity Tornado boys and girls basketball games, they're donating $3. And $5 for each home run scored by varsity baseball and softball teams. The 22 local Scooters Coffee Taylorville, thank you for your business. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Central Illinois Truck Service is growing thanks to you. Owner Perry Stantha here. Our new service manager, Jeremy Peters, and our certified technicians will keep your semi-truck engine rolling. Click my icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
SIU Family Medicine wants the best health for you and your family. Be a champion. Protect your loved ones. The SIU Center for Family Medicine of Taylorville is accepting new patients. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com to schedule your appointment.
Your information station, WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station, brought to you by People's Bank and Trust and Landmark of Taylorville. It's the WTIM Morning Show. In our final segment here for Monday, March 17th, we're joined by Dee Kruger, Director of Lincoln Land Community College and the Taylorville Outreach Center. And we've been talking about fall registration, summer registration, graduation, and more. But we want to turn the page and talk a little bit about a program called Handshake. Dee, what can you tell me about that?
Sure. Handshake is a leading career platform that you can search for jobs. That I really want to talk to the business partners that we have out there in the community. It's a great place to put jobs for postings for jobs, internships. You can search resumes. You can interact with the students directly. You can participate in virtual hiring events. I know that maybe McDonald's here may not be interested because they have a lot of local people, but I know to find radio people, you're all from somewhere else. So you had to find out somehow about those jobs. So it's just a great platform. I've been in there looking around just to see what's in there. But the benefits to the employers are really great. It's free. There's no cost to it. Just handshake.com. And I think if you go to Lincoln Land's webpage and go through Handshake that way, you can get into the free things. Let's see. For students, I still say start building your resume early because you never know what you do may affect a job that you're looking at. You know, even if you just did this silly thing, maybe it has something to do with something, you know, if you did something in the community or things like that. So I always have students start their resume as soon as they can because nowadays they jump jobs so often they forget.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, that is a problem. So if you can remember, just go ahead and get those dates on there while you got them fresh in your mind and add to your resume every time you can think about it. Because I'm 30, I've been doing this for a long time and looking at my resume now, it's like, huh?
yeah, I did that.
Yeah. We'll have to really work on that one.
and that's the thing with I know that the workspace is changing in terms of people moving to jobs and doing so more quickly than maybe in the past, but keeping an idea of what you've done might be a good place to start. And for a resume, think about career services.
Maybe,
and
definitely.
Using them over there. I've got to say that was a big help to me, just knowing that, hey, all right, that you did this at 16. It can probably be axed if you're applying for this or if you're applying for that. Maybe go out to career services and learn a little bit about that resume.
Definitely. And we can offer virtual career services in Taylorville. We use career services for two things, getting your resume and practicing interviews and things like that. But they also, if you're unsure about what you want to do, they can help you search careers and search what you like to do and figure out maybe a career for you, or at least a area of interest you may have.
And maybe Handshake can be there to help you in that regard as well. So
exactly.
Handshake is a great way for local employers even to be a part of the hiring process, or at least getting some of these graduates or soon to be graduates that much more prepared for their next step in life to follow. And in addition to Handshake, we also wanted to talk about Skills USA. Now, this one is completely unfamiliar to me. What about Skills USA can you tell me?
Sure. It's a competition. We held the regional competition last month at Lincoln Land. It showcased the expertise of students competing in automotive, diesel, welding fabrication, culinary arts, baking and pastry arts, just everything you can think of in workforce. And that's funny, we were just talking about workforce. But it's a national organization, and we had one person from Taylorville that's going to go on to the state level.
Okay.
Before they go to national. And her name is Alicia Paterazzi. And she's going in for HVAC, heating, ventilation, AC, and refrigeration. So girl power. I'm kind of excited about that.
Hey, you gotta be. And
Yeah.
when you think about, okay, it's typically probably 90% or more in the trades are
Right.
men,
Mhm.
but probably 90% of nurses out there are probably women.
Women.
I know that there are those differences out there, but don't forget about those 1/10.
Oh, yeah,
Don't forget about
definitely.
those 1 out of 10. So Alicia Paterazzi,
Mhm.
hopefully the best will come out of that for
Yeah,
her.
I'm excited. Hopefully she'll be able to go to the national in Georgia in June. So
it's basically a national competition,
yeah, national
or a
competition
level
that starts
4.
out regional, and then they have state, and then they go on to national.
Interesting. And it's mainly the trades, kind of the focus on the trades.
Definitely
and maybe
on the
some others.
trades.
Interesting. Okay.
And they're judged by industry professionals. So, and they are given real world things to do, a problem to solve, and then they go for it. It's very exciting. And I want to back up just a minute to Handshake
Sure.
because business partners, I wanted to speak to you again. I'm having my annual business partners meeting this Friday, March 21st from noon to 1:30. I've invited a lot of people, but I know there's some people out there I've missed. If you're interested in coming to the meeting, please give me a call and let me know, or drop me an email. My phone number is 217-786-2778. And my email is dot.kruger, KRUEGER at llcc.edu. We would love to have you. We talk about where Lincoln Land has been, where we're going, and how we can assist businesses in the area.
Well, Dee, you wrapped that up perfectly. Thanks for the contact information and the likes of that. We were speaking with Dee Kruger, Director of Lincoln Land Community College, the Taylorville Outreach Center, and we're talking summer and fall registration, graduation, Handshake, and Skills USA. More of the morning show back around tomorrow. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
President Trump says he'll talk tomorrow with Russia's Vladimir Putin.
Citing his administration's work to end the Russia-Ukraine war, the president said he will talk to Putin and that maybe they will have something to announce. Russia invaded Ukraine more than 3 years ago, prompting the U.S. and European allies to help Ukraine defend itself. But since taking office, Donald Trump has aligned himself more with Russia and embraced Putin's hardline stance toward Ukraine's president. Greg Clugston, Washington.
President Trump's poll numbers are soaring. In an NBC News poll, Mr. Trump enjoys the highest job approval rating he has ever had. And more registered voters think the country is on the right track than at any point since way back in 2004. Build the wall, the Trump administration putting the pedal to the metal on that long-delayed project aimed at securing the border with Mexico.
Fertilizer.
Summer and fall registration, graduation.
B1 CF Taylor.
in his position.
You're listening to WTIM.
Assumption Taylorville, 90.
TIM, your information. Congratulations to
you.